It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings. You can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live, 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah!
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up-to-the-minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Position yourself to receive from God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered? Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live on any smart device, both audio and video. You can see us and hear us anywhere in the world at David G. Evans 1. At David G. Evans 1 on any smart device. We're here every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I don't know how many years we've been doing it now.
It's been a long time.
Anybody know how many years we've been on broadcasting On Point? But we're so glad that you joined us and you continue to make us the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Our call-in number is 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. Of course, we are the #1 because we have the #1 co-host in the world, Reverend Nicholas Smith, and the #1 staff supporting everything that we do and making the program a delight for you. So honored that you've taken the time to join us. Won't you inbox somebody, tweet them, text them, let them know. An On Point is on right now. Share with your friends if you're watching on any of your smart devices on Facebook or watching us on, what is it?
Periscope,
YouTube, any of that. Just share us and hit that like button if you can, and also, hit the notifications so every time we come on, you will not miss a moment of this #1 program. We talk about those things which are relevant to you, but always from a kingdom perspective. And we hope you're enjoying this philosophy and this concept. A lot going on this week.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where to start. I was sorry to hear about John Lewis passing away. Seems like the guy that my friend Walter Thomas did the funeral for a couple months ago.
What is his name?
Elijah Cummings. When I saw Mr. Cummings and I saw Mr. Lewis, I used to get them mixed up.
Yeah, they look alike.
Because they looked alike, a lot alike, and I would make the mistake. And another civil rights great, Reverend Vivian, passed away yesterday.
Same day.
Yeah, same day. Yeah.
Wow.
That's like the Lord.
Yeah.
Opens up a door.
I know.
And starts calling them in.
I know.
So we are, and I heard, I don't want to say it before I substantiate, I got to call down south and see if it's true, but I heard there may be one or two more.
Yeah, because usually they come in,
threes? Yeah. And they immediately started doing tributes to John Lewis last night on TV. I think the first one that I saw came on at about midnight, and MSNBC did an hour on him, and then this morning, of course, they're talking about him. I'm not sure what the other networks are doing, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're talking a lot about him on social media.
Okay.
I mean, he's one of the giants. I mean, he was, 23 years old at the I Have a Dream speech and all that?
Yeah, he's been there.
Yeah, he dedicated his life to this thing.
He's been there, man, and made a significant impact in Congress. And I think one of the things that's going to be missing is he brought conscience to those assemblies, and another consciousness gone. I think the guy that was a Republican, I'm having a trouble with memory with names today. He ran for president.
White guy.
Guy was a Vietnam veteran who President Trump said he likes guys that didn't get caught.
Oh, McCain?
McCain.
Yeah.
McCain was another guy they said was a conscience of the assembly.
Yeah.
And I've watched the last couple of years as those consciences have died. But what's amazing is when they passed away, it was like a parent had gone away from the home.
Yeah. Because
some of the leaders of the parties began to behave in ways that they wouldn't have tried.
Absolutely.
If those guys were alive.
Yep.
I was amazed by that.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham lost his fortitude.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, just he flipped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
it's
grown men.
Yeah.
Governed by the presence of one man.
Yep. Yeah.
They probably saw each of them as leaders.
Absolutely. And somebody had my back. Somebody could support me.
And a conscience.
Yeah.
You know, come here, I need to go to lunch with you.
Yeah.
Heck, were you thinking about this morning?
Yeah. And John Lewis, they said he would do that with these young.
Oh yeah.
Like one of the things I love about this Gen Z crowd, that's the 20-somethings now. They got a lot of passion.
Okay.
Which I love.
Yeah.
They just need the wisdom of the other generation. And I think like those young women that came in Congress that was really trying to make a whole lot of noise, which was good.
No wisdom to
But
go
when
along
they started
with
going off a
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
they pulled them to the side.
Yeah,
You notice
look.
they've been a lot
it.
calmer.
Oh yeah, look.
Yeah. What does that say? You're making us uncomfortable.
You're making us very uncomfortable. You know, and the reality is the Bible
Yeah.
speaks of a balanced approach
Yep.
when you have visionaries and dreamers in the same context,
Yep.
trying to get stuff done, and the power that is released and available when both generations cooperate.
Yeah.
That's why I think that in the church world today, it is actually Satan getting a victory that has convinced the general body of Christ that there needs to be a division between the old and the young. I think it's absolutely a victory for the enemy because you got a bunch of visionaries separate,
Yep.
bunch of dreamers separate, when God has them in the same context.
Absolutely. And even those churches that they became so millennial focused, they forgot about their older crowd. And it's like, why can't you create an atmosphere for both to dwell in?
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, because like some of the seniors were saying they would provide them with those things to help cover your ears because it's so loud in there. You know, you got a bunch of 67-year-olds and it sounds like a rock concert.
And it doesn't have to be that loud.
And if you have to pass out those little whatever things are,
then it's too loud for you.
right?
You know, damage is being done. But I think balance,
Yeah.
a desire for, I don't want to call it independence because independence should be considerate of other people.
Right.
I don't know what word would you use that, because I've got people that I know that are doing well, pastoring churches that are age delineated.
Yeah.
But every week they're coming to church, they're getting older.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're becoming what they're separating from.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's short-sighted. That's
It
what
is.
I'm trying to get to.
It is. And part of me understands somewhat why, like if a pastor's in his 30s, he or she's naturally going to bring in the 30 younger crowd.
Yeah.
Part of it is too that there are a lot of everybody that's your age
Yeah.
is not as open to change.
Okay.
So you see a lot of churches stuck in a worship style from the 80s and the 70s.
Doesn't make any sense.
And the 20-somethings don't want to go
Doesn't make any sense.
because they're not including them in everything is for the 40 and 50 plus crowd.
I didn't like the same music at 25. When that may not be true because I come from the era when the real music was made. But when I was a new child of God, Precious Lord wasn't a song that really spoke to me.
Right.
But as I got older, it spoke to me.
Yeah.
But I realized when I got older, I didn't forget the fact that when I was 25,
Yep.
I didn't want to hear Precious Lord 3 times every Sunday.
Yes.
You know, so I don't know why we can't. That's not even a leap. I don't know why we can't take that step.
Yeah.
My generation, but also I think there's a dilemma for my generation and your generation. It does take more work to be inclusive.
Absolutely.
Less work to be exclusive.
Absolutely.
And it's odd that we're talking about this because 30 years ago, I was 38. And my focus was on bringing both generations into the church.
Yep.
Has always been, let's respect our seniors, let's bring in the young people, let's get the middle crowd in here. And it's more work.
Yeah.
But I think it's a body concept, it's a kingdom concept, and it will work.
Absolutely.
You know, but a lot of people don't want to work that hard.
Yeah, they don't.
No.
Because and you see that some of the older churches, it's either 40 and up, and then 12 and under.
That's just
that teenage 20 crowd is missing.
It's ridiculous.
And then conversely with the younger churches, it's a lot of 20s, 30s, and 40s, but nothing for
no seniors.
Yeah.
You know, and I think again we're back to the Bible.
Yeah.
You got visionaries without experience,
Yep.
dreamers with experience,
Yep.
all in the same place. Both are visionaries.
Yep.
One coming from a place of no experience but passion.
Yep.
Another passion tempered by experience.
Yes.
So it's, if you work together, you can get it done.
And it's possible.
But it's work.
Yeah.
And I think it takes openness on both people's part.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm pretty sure that some of the guys I know that are doing well The problem that they're having is there's a lot of turnover every 6 to 9 months. Because of other things that are, because you know what, at the end of the day, I think everybody likes a stable environment.
Absolutely.
But we give the impression that we don't. Like this, I thought one of the greatest ironies of this season that we're in was that contemporary people were suffering away because they couldn't have something as traditional as a graduation ceremony.
Yep.
Now, if everything old is not good,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm 68. They were having graduation ceremony before I was born. It's a very traditional thing, and it became suddenly extremely important and very valuable. The experience, wearing the same type of cap and gown that your great grandparents wore. And what it showed me was a great modern lesson for everything that's new is not bad. Everything that's old is not bad.
Right.
Because people were trying to do contemporary things, but driving by my house saying congratulations is not the same as me walking across the platform.
Absolutely. The recognition,
yes, sir,
isn't the same.
It's right.
It's not.
I know.
And but there are a group of young people that are seeking more of a that model of stability in ministry.
Because you can do
They
both.
don't want, they don't want all the ups and downs. They want the traditional packaged in a way that's relevant to them.
So it's innovative, but has the security of predictability in it.
Yep.
And it is possible to present ministry in a way that's innovative and exciting, but still have the foundation of stability there. So you really feel like you have a platform in which you can rely.
Right.
You know, and that's important.
Well, let me ask you, it's an obvious question, but since we're on it.
Okay.
I wonder how many pastors present worship, present ministry in a way that they individually like it. And then the whole congregation has to accept the way they like it. Like you say, you don't necessarily like the hip hop culture.
Yeah, but
you'll allow it for the group.
Right.
I wonder how many leaders they build the ministry around how they want it to be based off their interests.
I think a lot of people do.
Okay.
I think a lot of people, for instance, let's take something like spiritual gifting. A lot of pastors that I know, because they don't have a gift, that means the gift is not valid for other people.
Right.
Especially where tongues and prophecy and all that's concerned. They discount it, and most of the discount comes from the fact that they don't have their own experience or haven't been exposed to it.
Right.
So if I don't feel it, if I don't speak in tongues, nobody should. I know pastors like that. If I don't prophesy, nobody should. It's you know, it's like the whole apostle thing. The foundational work of the apostles has been completed.
Right.
Paul says you can't come and build another foundation on top of another foundation. Building wise, it doesn't make sense. Spiritually, it doesn't make sense. But the gift of apostle is still there. But what is that? Someone who can father pastors, and someone who sends folk out to do ministry, and someone who can plant churches. But the fathering piece is where the thing got whacked.
Okay.
Because it became a cottage industry rather than a spiritual discipline.
Woo.
Okay.
You jumping into something.
Okay. All right. We got Ricardo from New York City on line 1. We got Angela from Kentucky on line 3.
Okay.
And we need to get back into that because I'm, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. All right. Ricardo, how you doing? Hello.
Yeah.
All right. If you can, turn your device down in the background. We kind of got an echo going. If you can.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear myself in your background. Turn down your device so I can talk to you.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. How are you, man?
All right. How you doing?
I'm good, man. This is Bishop Evans.
Yes, it is.
How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I love your show, man. I used to watch your show a long time ago, like in the 60s, I think it was 17, 18 again, long time ago on the TV station, man, long time ago.
TBN, BET.
Yeah, no, a long time ago,
Yeah,
man. And then it was shut down before, you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And you guys was raising the money, that's why I was watching. And then one of the prophets told me I'm going to be one of her pieces, like a piece for God. That I want to be like a prophet to her. She told me that. She said, God told you you're going to have people throughout the world, you know? And I thank God for that, man. to God, and I thank God for your peoples and everything. God
Thank
is
you.
good.
How have you been?
I've been blessed, and I need to pray for my business. I'm in New York City. I live in Queens, New York.
Okay.
I have my business in. Right now, my business, my dry cleaning business, and thank God is prospering. I'm getting because of COVID-19. I don't believe I know this is the devil does the work, but God is the one who helps us. To give us strength and knowledge and strength.
Are you staying safe?
I'm staying safe, man.
Okay. I'm glad to hear from you, man. How's
You
your
call me often, man.
how's your
I give
family?
you my cell number. You call me and you pray and stuff like that whenever you guys ready.
Yeah.
I know you're in New Jersey, but I'm in the city, in New York City.
Yeah. How's your family doing?
Family's good, man.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Everybody's good, man. Thank God, I just keep on praying, The devil is so busy right now with my finance, but I know I'm going to get victory with God, God is the one,
Absolutely. Do you want to give a shout out to your pastor in your church?
Yeah. I give it to my pastor in church in Queens,
What's his name?
His name is Rivera. Pastor Rivera.
Pastor Rivera, what's the name of your church?
Hold on 1 second, okay? Hold on 1 second, hold on. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I think he's talking to somebody else.
Come on, man. You can't put me on hold. You're on the radio.
Okay. Hold on 1 second, hold on.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, my bad, man. Sorry.
What's the name of your church, man?
Hold on 1 second, I'll cuss him.
Oh, you can't do that, Ricardo. I'll see you next time, man.
Sorry, man, for holding you up.
Gotta go. Talk to you now.
Man. Tell the other guy, God bless him too,
Bless
man.
you,
Stay blessed.
I like his t-shirt, man. Called Jesus Savior, man. I like his t-shirt.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
Tell them I love him, man. God
All right.
bless you.
Bye-bye. Angela,
Good morning. Good morning.
how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Down there in the bluegrass state.
Yeah.
In the bluegrass state, trying not to get a small business loan to keep my grass cut because of the rain. I wanted to congratulate you, Bishop, and Pastor Nick, for the subject matter you're talking about, the older and the younger generation. You guys have mastered that really well.
Thank you so much.
You've also, I caught the segment about the women in business.
Yes.
That was
Did you
good.
like that?
That was good.
I thought that
It
was
was good.
amazing. I like father
good.
talks.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you can only hear from your father.
That's
so
right.
I think that you guys are doing really good.
Thank you so much.
But the problem I have is when y'all had Apostle Ron Carpenter on, I almost threw my phone and broke it.
Why did you almost throw your phone and break it?
Because he is just over the top.
Isn't
I mean, he is way ahead of the game.
He can do it, can he?
He just made me tired. He just made me. I just had to sit down and get some water. I had to just wait, just wait on the weight of that word.
You got tired in your own house?
Oh, I got tired. I just had to sit down. I said, the older generation used to throw things at pastors, hit them with purses.
Yeah. Handkerchiefs and stuff, yeah.
I felt that spirit. I really felt it.
That's back in the day.
Woo. But, I wanted to tell you guys that you're doing an amazing job. I'm loving the programming. I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
I see you ministering outside in the heat and the horns blowing. You guys are doing an amazing job.
It's gonna be hot
Thank
today.
And just, I know how hard it is, but just keep up the good work.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
You're doing more instructing and teaching
Yes,
than
sir.
you're instructing and teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that you're your age and Pastor Nick is his age, and the way you guys have served up that combination is just really, really new to this generation, I think.
And I wish, you know what, just between me, you, Pastor Nick, the staff, the security guards, and all the people listening, I wish we could take credit for strategically
Right. It was not planned.
doing this, and this is what we intended to do. But I think what did it, what gave us the platform, was the development of the relationship.
Yeah.
And out of that grew this whole context, consecration. It grew out of a relationship, and I don't think you can do it transactionally. I think you have to do it relationally.
It looks and it feels organic.
Yeah, it is.
It looks
Yeah.
and it feels organic, and I think that's what resonates with your audience so much.
Yeah.
That, I mean, literally, Pastor Nick looks like your son.
Yeah, it does.
He's even got your yeah man down. You know,
They tell me you feed them long enough, they start looking like you. That's what they tell
he
me.
does. He looks like you. He's beginning to sound like you. His level of revelation is just going through the roof. I mean, you guys are doing some really, really good work, and I appreciate it being a connection member.
We appreciate you being a Connections member.
Appreciate that. I wanted to ask you about what are your thoughts on the currency issue, the lack of change in circulation, and businesses wanting to take more credit cards than cash. Where do you see that going?
I think that has been a trend that has gone unnoticed for quite a while. And I started noticing it maybe 20 years ago when I noticed there was a shortage of $100 bills and a plethora of ones and fives. And then I began to believe that the ones and the fives were going to be slowly taken as a percentage of the currency on the market out of the market. So I'm seeing a emphasis on larger denominations and an emphasis on debit cards, credit cards to take care of the $5 and $10 and $20 and $50 transactions. I think there will be a time when a few people in the world, and they may have them now, there may be a time soon when there's people with $500,000 limits on their credit cards, $1 million, $500 million. I think that's coming, and when those limits go higher, you will see less and less of the lower denomination currencies in the flow. That's what I observed over time.
What do you think about a one world currency?
I'm not sure that will happen in our time because I don't think you'll be able to get the people to cooperate, the governments to cooperate, number one. And number two, the value standard for currency is different in almost every country.
Okay.
So I think that's going to, one of the things that could happen worldwide, that one of the principles that will keep things happening from worldwide is cooperation. And who's going to make the money? Who's it going to benefit? People don't want to give up that control. Governments don't want to give up that control, I believe.
The EU tried it and they broke out.
Yeah,
They tried to do that
European Union tried it and it's been a mess from the beginning.
I see some real changes with that I think we probably should be paying more attention to.
Yeah, because you notice that they're pulling pennies off.
Right.
And the reason I knew they were pulling pennies, this is not going to make logical sense, but the reason I knew they were pulling pennies away was because of the way the new ones started coming out, and they look different. They look slightly smaller. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. It looks slightly smaller. So the pennies are now in low supply. I believe the nickels will also become low supply. And do you ever see many dimes anymore? They actually had to make some more dimes. There's some new dimes out now. They're making pennies, new pennies. They haven't started making new nickels yet. But if you notice, those lower denomination coins and bills are becoming less and less prominent because they're being replaced by the cards.
So for those of us who have stocked away all this change in these huge bottles, we probably should
I would start boxing it up and whatever, taking it somewhere. You know, you can go to some of these stores and buy those coin changers. I'd start doing it right away. Or going to some of the banks have those coin machines out front. You know. Yeah, and you can get rid of them.
Thank you guys so
You're welcome.
much. We really, really do appreciate what you're doing for the body
Thank you.
of Christ. You guys have
You be
an
blessed
amazing
down there.
deal. You too.
God bless you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. This afternoon, 12 o'clock, we have our drive-in worship service. So if you're anywhere in the area, get in your automobile, get here before 12 o'clock, probably between 11:30 and 12, and service will start promptly at 12 with worship. We go right into the Word, bring you up on current events. We're going to have a great time today. as we're starting a new series called Redefined. It's Redefined.
Okay.
It's going to be a very invasive, insightful, but I think very helpful series as God makes us brand new and he redefines us in his will. It's going to be an amazing time of conversation today. So we want you to come and join us. I think we do. What time is it?
It's 9:32.
Okay, my clock here says 9:47. They're trying to deceive me, y'all. They got me ahead of the game. I was getting ready to sign off. Okay, no. Yes, I think we'll take a break.
Okay.
And then we'll be back. Got some announcements for you, and then we're going to go to Danny. Danny, hold on. And if you've been waiting to call us, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267, on point. And we will be right back with Danny from Florida.
Allow God's living waters to wash over you and refresh your soul.
You've been praying for yourself when the answer is in praying for other people. While I'm praying for California, God shows up in my house.
As kingdom people, with the king in us and us being sovereign ground, we're not governed by the laws of this land, but we're governed by the laws of heaven.
He's talking about you going to draw water from the wells of salvation. Where's the well? In you.
If we want to release the water, watch this, we don't have to pray for it to come. Where we are now, we pray for it to be released.
Release deliverance and transformation in every area of your life through God's living waters. This revitalizing 3-message series can be yours on CD or DVD when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
Welcome back. This is On Point with Reverend Nicholas Smith. I'm Bishop David G. Evans. We are your co-hosts today, and we're so glad you've joined us on Point. Every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., you can give us a call. Come on, let's talk. 1-866-743-8267. You can get us on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Why don't you share with your friends and your followers and those you care about? You know, hit that notification button so you won't miss a thing, because you know nobody wants to miss a thing these days. And you know, hit the like button too. We want you to show people how much you like us, you know. And we've got Danny and we've got somebody else on cue. Yo, Danny, how you doing?
Bishop, good morning. Pastor Nick,
Hey,
staff,
Danny.
how y'all doing today?
We're doing fine, man. What's going on down there in sunny Florida?
Well, before I get into that, Bishop, I just want to go ahead and just add something that you started off with this morning. And thank you so much. I think that when I see how you have bridged the gap, and that's why I look at that bridge each time, and it means so much to me personally.
Okay.
You have really bridged the gap between either the families, communities, and what have you, where Bethany is inclusive,
Thank you.
where everyone plays a vital part. And when I look up there and I see things, I see people that have handicaps that are still serving, whether they're limping in a wheelchair, they're still singing, they're serving, they're doing something. I see the young, the old, in between. And the way that you have done that, it's really, really phenomenal. It's fantastic. Also, the way that you let each and every one do whatever they have the talent to do. Like some churches, if some young person is coming up and wants to preach or something like that, they're not given an opportunity.
Yeah.
But it's not that way with you. And that's what makes the difference.
I appreciate that, Danny. I
And
appreciate
you have a true, genuine love for the flock.
Thank you, man.
And I've seen that from the very first time I seen you and the first time that I met you, and that's what's so unique about you.
I remember people may wonder, well, how if you were in Florida did you meet him? He's from Jersey. We met at the Church on the Edge, Mark Sharona's place in Orlando, Florida.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, and
Amen.
you came up, and we got the chance to meet you and your wife for the first time, and then, you know, just hit it off.
Yes. Yes.
Just hit it off.
Yes.
How's my sister doing today?
She's doing good. She's doing good. The situation down here is really, really scary, and I keep y'all, ahead of what's going on. Give you the truth as to what's really happening.
Now tell me this. I'm seeing things on the news regarding your governor. Now I don't know how to say this other than he literally sounds like to me like he has no concern for the people of the state. Now,
Exactly.
Now you live down there. Is that the reality, or is this what's just being projected on TV?
That is the reality of the situation, and we're not being told the truth.
Okay.
And what you see happening nationally,
Yeah.
it begins down here first. Because the young lady that was in charge of keeping the stats on the virus and what have you, immediately they fired her because she would not lie.
Okay.
Okay, she told the truth as to where it was going and what was happening, so
Okay.
they fired her.
Okay.
And if you notice what happened, the CDC has been taken out of the equation as far as reporting.
Yeah, they put them back in yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, they took them down off the website, then they put them back in. So they're going.
Right.
They said they're going to delay 30 days. Why do you? I have my opinion. What do you think was the reason that they were going to take it down?
Because what they're trying to do is to force things through and say that they would not go along with the plan as far as getting the kids back to school.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Like down here, they want the kids to go back, but they're saying, well, children do not catch this. It's not happening.
That's not true.
That's not true. And the situation was, at first they're saying that the people that are in the nursing home, senior citizens, are the ones that are going to die and what have you. That's not true down here, 20 to 35.
Absolutely.
So that's what's going on. And I think that they're saying that during the summer months that it was supposed to go down.
Mm-hmm.
But my personal opinion, I think that heat had something to do with it.
Well, it was hot in China when it started. So that rumor that summertime was going to kill it, no. They got a summer flu going on here that kills you.
Yeah.
If heat was issue, it wouldn't have gotten out of China.
And Bishop, we were hitting 90s, we were breaking records every day in the 90s,
and
in the 90s.
No place in the country is as hot as you all, except for Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so that's just bogus.
And then they asked the governor, they said, do you think you have any responsibility as far as the rise and this, where the resurgence is going on? And he said, no, I saved lives because I protected the seniors. But you're the one that opened up the beaches. You're the one that opened up all the theme parks and things like that. And we had no standard for the entire state, where Dade County, Broward County, Palm Beach, Monroe, which is South Florida, we were on lockdown. But if you left here and you went to Orlando, nobody was wearing masks.
Did you say he said he protected the seniors?
Yes.
Could that be because maybe his parents are alive?
No.
They're making me pretty cynical. I just, they don't say anything without a motive now. It just,
no.
I believe he's doing. I can't get over the fact that he's actually doing this stuff to please the president, but he governs the people in Florida.
Yep.
Exactly.
So has he decided he doesn't want to be governor anymore? Has somebody promised him another job, and he's this politics over people is just taking precedent? I don't get it.
And the situation is another terminology that they use, or term rather, that they use is the occupancy rate of the ICU and what have you. They say, well, we are 120% occupied right now.
Yeah.
How can you be 120%? Well, what they're including now are the tents that they set up outside or other rooms.
Or crowding the rooms.
Yep. That's what they did in New York. They had to set up a part of Central Park and put a bunch of tents up.
And make that hospital.
And make those hospitals, yeah.
Now, the government, the federal government had tents set up at sites that were away from the population.
Uh-huh.
A month and a half ago, they were taken away.
So they tried to make it look better.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. I just, the things that you're telling me, the things I see on the news, it gives the impression that the governor does not care about the people of the state. And I thought part of his job was to protect them.
Yep.
Exactly.
How do you tell mayors, well, you can't mandate masks, you can't mandate distance, you can't, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It hasn't hit his family yet.
Yep.
And it's just, there's no standard as far as what we're going to do, what direction we're going in, and that's the question that is being asked, and he has no answers.
It gives me the impression that we as a nation, we are losing the ability to have actual compassion. We're losing our ability to care for other people because we don't see. Who was telling me? Somebody was telling me yesterday about this guy that went on Twitter, went on a rant, talking about, this thing was a hoax and blah 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 blah, and they faking all these statistics, and then his son got sick.
Chuck Woolery.
Chuck Woolery.
Yes.
His son got sick. He had to pull the websites down.
He deleted the old Twitter account.
The whole thing, and then apologize. I guess this thing is real. Yeah. Only because his son got sick. So everybody else having funerals and all, it ain't real.
It ain't real, yep.
I don't get it.
And people keep saying stupid stuff like, well, it wasn't the COVID, it was the underlying issue. But if they didn't have the COVID, they would
wouldn't
still
have a
be
problem.
alive.
That's not elite.
Hello?
That's not elite.
High blood pressure, diabetes without the COVID,
you
still living. Come on, y'all. This is not rocket science.
And then the other thing is that instead of allowing these parties and things that go on, what they're doing is that the nightclubs, even though they're shutting the clubs down, a lot of the clubs are renting mansions
and having them there.
And having them there for their best customers.
Oh, they're having private parties.
They making money.
Yes.
And charging a premium to come to the party.
Okay, so there you go, Bishop.
Wow. Danny, we got to go, man. We got to get to Donna and Ava.
Go right ahead. Thank you,
all right.
Bishop.
Tell my sister I said hi.
Will do.
Bye-bye. Donna, how you doing?
How you doing, Bishop Edison, Pastor Nick?
We doing fine. Thanks for calling On Point today.
You're welcome. I just wanted to say two things and I just wanted to thank y'all for the teachings and the conversations. They're really a blessing to my life. And the laws of faith, I'm praying that Church and Bethany Church that we all watch it. I watch it like every week. Sometimes,
Is it working for you?
Yes, it is. I watch it sometimes every day, every night before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Because I really believe that when we all come together, that signs, wonders, and miracles going to be normal for the church.
Absolutely.
I want to tell Pastor Nick, someone sent me this little skits from the baptism. They were really hilarious. They were so hilarious.
The caption they put on that was, I said, y'all not praying enough. You see what I'm dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to watch The Women in Business today.
You'll like it.
And I wanted to make a comment, like two short comments. What you said about the money is right, Bishop. Okay. I don't know the gentleman that sent me the link, but they trying to do away with the $1 bill now.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I can't believe that. And I work at ShopRite in Cheltenham. How many of the workers are going to the beaches and stuff, and they're not even taking the COVID test. They're just coming back.
Wow.
And a lot of the customers that's been long-time customers, they're elderly. Not only am I concerned with my life, but I'm concerned with the lives of the customers. And I got in a heated discussion. I'm going to call it that. I said, you make sure you stay away from me when you come back.
Wow.
Because I have to protect my life.
That's right. People are acting like they're invincible. Like I saw a young person yesterday serving in a store, and the mask was down around her chin. What good is it down there?
Right.
She's steady talking to folk, talking over people's food. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. I'm not, oh no. I got right out of there. Oh no.
That's right.
We're not doing this.
Nope.
People just acting like they're invincible. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
You know, I went by a restaurant. I was on my way home from the doctor the other day, and everybody was outside at these picnic tables. I'm seeing this all over the area. And they're wondering why the thing is spreading.
Oh, my God.
They were at picnic tables, not a mask in sight, and they were less than 6 feet apart, sitting next to each other. It was tight. And I'm like, what is wrong with these folks? Because psychologically, people think if the number of people in your group is under a certain number, you won't catch it. They think it means you won't catch it. But last time I checked, that virus can't count.
Yep.
Right.
It can multiply, but it can't add.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. Right. And Bishop Evans, a person that works in a pharmacy in a local hospital here in Philadelphia, he told me some information in secret, but I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
He said there's an epidemic going on with the coronavirus in Philadelphia from ages 18 to 26.
I believe
they're
it.
coming in that hospital.
I believe it.
And they're considering shutting down Philadelphia, quarantining it again for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I think it would not be the worst thing in the world, because as I see, there's people that I've talked to that are still gauging whether they're infected or not by how they feel. I don't think they know what asymptomatic means. It doesn't. All it means, you don't have symptoms, but you're sick.
Yep.
That's all that means. But they think that means you don't have anything. But the insidious part of this disease is you can feel perfectly fine and pass it to someone, and they'll get sick with symptoms.
Absolutely.
Right.
But the people are not getting this. They're saying, well, we're just keeping them among ourselves. But you can't control where people go and who they come in contact with.
Yep.
So it's just
sad.
foolishness. It's foolishness.
It's really
I got
sad.
asked again yesterday when we open the church again. When
Oh
it's
my
safe
God.
for grandma to come to church, that's when we'll have church.
I know that's right.
Man, come on.
I know that's right.
I know that's right, Bishop.
If it's not safe for grandma, it's not safe for anybody.
Right.
That's the truth. Because people that come to, they telling me they going, taking their children to the beach and stuff, and I said, and I make the same statement you make, Bishop. I said, Corona don't know anything about a private beach.
No, private nothing. Ain't nothing private to Corona. Corona's promiscuous. It'll get in a relationship with anybody.
Yep. Literally.
You don't hear what I'm saying. We gotta let
I'm gonna use that, Bishop.
We gotta let you go, girl.
Okay, thank you. Love y'all.
Talk to you.
Have a-
Ava.
I love you guys. I really do.
Love
I'm at
you
work
too.
again. They got me working like the next 5 Saturdays, so I'll
Okay.
be in there. I'll be listening.
Okay.
I was calling to say that since it's been on Corona, my husband comes up to me the other day and he said we need to talk. So I'm like, all right, you know what that means. We need to talk, right?
Yeah.
So then I get into the room and he's like, I really feel like you want to go back to Jersey. And I said, I have said it on a couple of occasions. And
Okay.
he's like, so how serious are you about moving back to Jersey? I said, if you can just make me be able to go to Bethany Baptist like at least once a month, we ain't got to move the whole house. You know what I mean? But I really, so I appreciate it. I'm hanging out with the millennials. I don't even know if I'm a millennial. I'm 35. Am I a millennial?
You're a millennial.
Yeah, by age, Ava, but you got a lot of sense.
Yeah.
A lot of sense. So millennials don't. I like the millennials too. We be acting up. I be turning up on the keyboard.
Yeah, but you turn up, but you turn up with a foundation of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's come from experience, like you said.
You know how far to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told him, I said I need the bishop in my life. I said, because sometimes I be spiraling, and I said, and I've called on point spiraling, and he's had to be like, whoa.
Bring it back.
And with me, and I said, and there's not a lot of people that I give that control to, and I said, and it's amazing, because before I even left Jersey, I was only going to Bethany Baptist for probably like a month or so before I left, and then I would just stay on, connected via social media and everything like that. And I said, I just have so much respect for you. I love Pastor Nick. I remember Pastor Nick was just going through the whole thing. They didn't really get to mess with me back then. That's when I had my first kid. Yeah. But I really do enjoy tuning in. I joined Connections Church. I'm doing all of the courses. Good. I'm in the AHDI courses and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get back in there and do what I can from the U up here. That's what I'm going to call it now to make it sound cooler. Try to do what I can from the U up here, but I truly miss you guys, and I appreciate everything that y'all do. Pastor Nick looks like he's about to pass out every time I see him on screen, but,
I yawned a couple times.
That's because they cut up so much. They just, you don't know what I'm dealing with, Abe. It's y'all need to pray for me.
You don't know what I'm dealing with, Abe. I pray for you all the time. I say you got to pray for him because he can't go right now. It's not a point in my life where he can go.
Yeah,
I said I need me a slip and slide baptism. They be acting up on there.
Who you telling?
Well, Bishop is going to be on our next Fresh Friday.
I got to shepherd these people.
Yeah, Bishop's going to be on our next Fresh Friday in August.
Is he going to slip and slide?
Yeah, he's not going to slip and slide. No, he's going to be on the Fresh Friday panel.
Oh, the Fresh Friday
Yeah.
the video. Okay.
Bishop,
I'll
no, Bishop
jump in
gonna
there.
come talk to the
Sometimes it'd be like,
millennials
I like talking
on
to
Fresh
the millennials.
Friday.
Yeah, I like talking to millennials.
August, whatever the
I'm
second
glad
Friday
you
in
let me
August
know
is.
so
Yeah.
I can behave. I'm gonna behave on Friday.
No.
and I'm gonna act
I
like
want everybody to be themselves.
Yep, and I'm gonna be myself.
And he gonna be himself.
All right,
we're gonna have a
guys,
good
I just wanted to give
time.
y'all a shout out
Fun,
today. I
fun.
got a couple dozen cookies to package up, so
All
I'll
right.
get with y'all later. Bye.
Going back
Take
into
care.
work. Talk to you. That was Ava from
Yeah.
Utica, New York.
Yeah,
Way up in New York.
I know.
Way up.
Yes.
That's up there.
Up near Albany, right?
Oh, way past that.
All past Albany?
Really?
Past Albany.
Wow.
That's not about Buffalo, is it?
No, maybe near Schenectady.
All right, because I remember that long ride to Buffalo when you did TBN up there. That was Buffalo, right?
That
think it
was,
was.
we were in the Catskills.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the Catskills.
The TBN, the whole
TBN
set.
studio in the
Yeah.
Catskills. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, man, that was something. We did a lot of stuff with TBN.
Yeah.
Brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah, man.
I pulled the book out the other day
Mhm.
that they put all the hosts and co-hosts and all in. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. We had a great time.
Yeah.
What time? How much time we got?
Oh, yes.
9:53.
7 minutes. Oh, we good. That's a lot of time on the radio.
Yeah. Now you said you were on the apostolic being a cottage industry.
Yes, I think he loves trouble.
Look, you said you wanted to go back.
All right, so I think what happened was the apostolic office is supposed to be a relational office,
Right.
and like a lot of things, we slipped a little bit away from that fathering piece to it becoming a, if you will, almost a business. And I believe that some people are grabbing at these titles for transaction and not relationship.
Right.
And I think the bishop thing was in danger or is in danger at times with certain people of becoming transactional instead of relational. And that means a spiritual father cannot need what sons and daughters have.
Yeah.
A spiritual father is blessed by what sons and daughters do for him or her. So a spiritual father who needs what the sons and daughters have is automatically in a transaction.
Right.
Because I'm fathering you based on what I can get from you.
Yeah.
But if I'm already in the father's position and don't need what you have, then what you do blesses me. I think there is the dividing line.
Absolutely.
And I think I've seen some get in. I know a guy that was consecrating bishops 30 at a time. Not because he had raised them up and developed them, simply for charging them $1,000 to get it done.
Yeah.
And people that were title hungry and could not get consecrated and ordained in a legitimate setting.
Yeah.
Ran to the illegitimate setting. So they got a bootleg consecration, all at once, like a graduation.
Yep.
No training to speak of. Some of them didn't even have churches. Yep. Now, I've been in this thing 30 years, so I don't care if people don't like this truth.
Yep.
But the reality is that God is a God of process.
Yep.
And his processes take time. And this is not Las Vegas, where you decide to get divorced or you decide to get married, you run out and do it.
Right.
This is the kingdom of God, where it says don't lay hands on folks suddenly, which means wait before you do it.
Yeah.
The Bible says that Elijah found Elisha. So it wasn't a quick thing. And then Elisha had to follow Elijah for a significant period of time so that he could receive the anointing that God had ordained for him to get. Not the one he was striving after, the one he was offered.
Yep.
What do you want me to give you? That'll work too.
Yes, sir. I mean, we in it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I might as well jump into it. I don't see any scriptural proof to sow into an apostle or a bishop over me where I receive their anointing without relationship.
It never happens.
And I don't mind sewing up. I'm not against
it. Never
it.
happens. The relationship has to be there.
But there's got to be something there. So
There is no authentic There's imitation without relationship.
Right.
But a real impartation has to have a relationship in it.
Absolutely.
And that makes all the other transactions appropriate.
Right.
If
Yes.
I
There you go.
can
Yeah.
say
There
it
you
that
go.
way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gives it. Yeah.
It gives credibility.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
But where there's no, but you got people. You have people that are connecting with folk because the connection will get you what they have.
Right.
And we went through a season of that.
Yeah.
Where I'm sewing into this guy because I want a private jet. I'm sewing into this guy because I want a mansion.
Yeah.
I'm sewing, and so it was all transactional.
Wow.
And which is why a lot of people were disappointed.
Yeah. Yep.
They didn't get the jet. They didn't get the
Yep.
mansion.
Mm-hmm.
But those that are really connected on a spiritual level will begin to share in the rewards and the prosperity from God.
Right.
Because of the connection.
Right.
We got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
So, Lord, so that other thing too is if you just say, "Hey, Pastor Nick, just sow into me every month," and you'll have what you have. You'll have what I have.
That's not it.
Yeah. Without the work ethic to do what you do,
right.
to get what you have, to me, that's a
right.
So I think we're giving people a magic trick,
and it's not.
And it's instead of saying, "Yo, you like you said, go on the road for this amount of years, do this for this amount of years to get this."
Work 100 hours a week for this amount.
Right. But if you're transactional, you don't care about teaching people process.
No, all you want is the transaction.
Oh, we're gonna get in trouble today, boy.
Well, it's all right.
All right.
I remember years ago when a very prominent pastor in Philly, I was talking to him and I said, a guy called my office and came in for an appointment. We're sitting down talking and I said, well, what can I do for you today? And he says, I want the Lord to drop on me what he dropped on you.
Yep.
And the pastor that I was talking to actually cursed on the phone. He had to ask for forgiveness. He said, drop. He sounded like my grandma when I said my back was hurt.
Yeah.
He must have said drop 15 times. Drop. He said drop? I said, yeah, pastor. He said drop. He said, does he have any idea how hard you work? Dropped.
Thank you.
So we want the reward without the process.
Yes.
And some get offended because you won't give it to them without the process.
Yep. And the other thing too is, quite frankly, is everybody going to have this international?
No, but everyone can have success based on the biblical principles that God.
There you go.
Within the context that you are.
Yep.
I know one of the most powerful churches in New Jersey has only 150 members. They've got a $30 million community development corporation because the people in there apply for the grants, they get the stuff done. $30 million from 150 people. So it's who's willing to do the work.
Yep.
How you going to shepherd who God gives you? Do you maximize what God gives you?
Wow.
I hear background music. Yeah. Y'all know how long you got to be in this thing till you get background music. That's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah. it's groovy music too. That must be Gary Diggs' stuff. Yeah. It's got to be. Yeah. That's him. Yeah. Well, this has been On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device around the world at David G. Evans 1. Won't you please share with your friends your experience with us today? Hit that notification so you won't miss a thing every time we come on, anything from Bethany Ministry. Come on out to the noonday service today, 12 o'clock drive-in service. Stay in your car, enjoy it. You'll get an FM signal when you come up on the lot. We have attendants out there that are going to guide you and lead you. For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Thank you for joining us. Now, tomorrow morning, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Don't forget 6 o'clock.
And 6, our anniversary service tomorrow night. Join our Connections group if you're out of town, out long away from us. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not, so that it might be so. God bless you. And we'll see you next time.